We've come a long way throughout this course, and in this lesson, I want to put it all together. We started out talking about our 4 dimensions of service management, which include organizations and people, information and technology, partners and suppliers, and the value stream and processes. Then we talked about the ITIL service value system. This included our opportunity and demands as our input, and those were shaped by our service value chain, our governance, our practices, our guiding principles, and our continual improvement. And out the other side, we got value. Now, we also dug into the service value chain itself as part of the service value system. We explored the different parts of it, like engage, plan, improve, design and transition, obtain and build, deliver and support, and our products and services. And then we spent the last 3 sections of this course looking at the 34 different practices across ITIL 4. But now it's time for us to put it all together. So let's walk through a real-world scenario with an incident that needs to be resolved and see how everything we talked about so far will be integrated together to create the desired value. Now, let's pretend that we work for a large logistics company, something like Walmart or Amazon, and we're part of their IT service management organization within the company. They have a warehouse that uses a Wi-Fi network in order to allow the forklift driver to receive instructions on his mobile device that tells him which aisle and which rack the product is that he needs to go pick up. Unfortunately, the wireless access point that supports the Wi-Fi in this area of the warehouse isn't working so well, and so the driver's mobile device can't get the information that he needs. Now, this has a significant impact on our business because whenever that forklift driver can't receive the instructions quickly enough, there's a risk that a tight business deadline might be missed. After all, some companies like Amazon rely on their super fast shipping as a core function of their business model. Now, while this may seem like a relatively straightforward incident, it can't be resolved simply by following the steps of a predetermined incident management procedure. Instead, there's a lot of interconnections among the practices and the activities for this wireless network to get fixed and return to normal operations. So let's get started with the service value system first. First, we're going to see that we have a demand. And in this case, the warehouse manager and the forklift driver discovered the Wi-Fi coverage isn't working properly in a certain portion of the warehouse. This means the forklift driver needs to drive back to the manager's office in between each pickup so he can find out the location of his next product within the warehouse. This is causing delays, and that could cause delivery deadlines to be missed. This is an incident. From this demand, we now move to the engage activity, where the warehouse manager is going to call up the service desk. The service desk agent listens to the issue that's being described by the warehouse manager, they log it as an incident in the incident management system, and they categorize that incident as a high priority. The agent then lets the warehouse manager know that they're going to escalate the issue to the technical support team that's responsible for that wireless network, and they provide them updates every 2 hours until that issue is fixed. Now, the service desk agent escalates the ticket for the wireless network up to the wireless network support team. These are the folks who have the delivery and support function in the value chain activity for this wireless network. This allows the service desk agent to provide the information to the network support engineer, and the diagnosis and analysis of the incident is going to begin by that engineer. Next, the network support engineer identifies that the wireless access point has failed, and she decides to replace it with a spare from the existing spare parts inventory. This action alone is going to involve several practices. First, we have the IT asset management practice, so that she can update the serial number in the configuration item database. Then, she goes through the service configuration management practice because she needs to configure this device based on the approved baseline and install it. She's also going to go through the change control practice since she's going to install a new piece of equipment into the network. And of course, she's going to go through incident management because she's working on resolving an incident. Let's assume that the replacement of this wireless access point is considered a standard change, so no additional approvals are needed. If it was a normal change, then we would have to go through and get approval through the change management process, or escalate that issue as an emergency change. Either way, all of this would occur within the change control practice though, right? Finally, our network engineer replaces the access point, verifies that it's working, and she updates the incident management system. She then calls the service desk agent and tells her that she believes the incident has been resolved. Now that the engineer has fixed the incident, she sits back and thinks about what happened, and she thinks about any possible ways that she could have fixed this more efficiently. If she thinks of any, she might add those to the continual improvement register as suggestions for future improvements. If she does this, this becomes part of continual improvement practice and the improve activity. Now, the service desk agent, on the other hand, goes back to the engage activity by contacting the warehouse manager, and she tells him that the wireless network should be working again. She asks the manager to verify that the forklift driver's mobile phone is working again and gets the confirmation of this, and when she does, she can then close that incident fully. Now, when we look at the final block on this service value system, that's value. The value is being co-created by ensuring the wireless coverage is restored and the forklift driver can now perform his job more efficiently once again by using that mobile device to identify the location of the products that he needs to pick up and move. About an hour later, that warehouse manager might receive a brief email asking for a user satisfaction survey. This might ask for his feedback on the incident and its resolution. This would become an engage activity again, right? Well, if he fills out the survey, we can then take that and based on the feedback received, we can identify trends and patterns based on satisfaction scores and the user's comments. This would fall under our improve area, and we're going to be determining if our incident management system and our processes are working effectively. So that was a lot. As you can see, all of this ties together, and we enter and leave different activities and different practices all throughout this single incident and its single resolution. It isn't a simply linear process, but instead we're bounced from engage to deliver and support, back to engage, over to improve, and many of the practices several times during this quick example. Remember, identifying and understanding all of these interconnections is the key to establishing and promoting good service management. So when you're looking at one of your processes or one of your workflows, you need to consider all of these things as you're laying it out so you can make sure you're doing it the most efficient and effective way possible.